So I know this is old news, but how do you feel about Ronaldo going back
Oh,
to Manchester United?
he's been back for like months.
I know that's why I said it. I know it's old news.
Like he was doing pretty well at the beginning, but he fell off. He's like on the bench and like he's not the same. I don't know. Maybe he's probably just I don't know because Manchester United is very mediocre at the moment.
Uh
Like
huh.
quite the time. I think that mediocreness is infecting Ronaldo.
So you would say it's the teammates that are affecting him.
Yeah, I think it is.
Damn, that
His team
sucks.
is
Because
his team sucks.
I
They're
remember
trash.
growing up, like especially like all the Mexican kids like idolized Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Like he was like some kind of like soccer god to all the kids, especially Mexican kids and Messi as well. I remember the whole Ronaldo versus Messi, who's better and whatnot.
I like Ronaldo more. He's more relatable.
Who's your favorite soccer player, Caesar, at the moment?
At the moment, like wait, so you mean by what do you mean by at the moment? Like somebody
So right
that I
now-
like right now?
Yeah, who's your most favorite player? You see him on the screen, you get super excited, and he does something awesome. You like internally scream.
I think I like what's his name? Oh yeah. Jimenez.
Hugh
He's a Jimenez.
Jimenez.
He plays in what's his face? Feyenoord in Netherlands. He just transferred to Europe and he's making it first. He's a Mexican
Okay.
Argentinian player.
So is he new?
Yes, he's 21 years old.
Wow.
Damn.
So
How come I'm not that famous? I'm 25. What's up with that?
his name is Santiago Jimenez. He's Mexican born. I mean no, he's Argentinian born in Mexico, but he decided to represent Mexico instead of Argentina.
It makes sense. I mean, if that's where he's like, he lived his. Did he live his life in Mexico?
Yes.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
What part of Mexico was he raised up in?
Oh.
Do you know? Oh.
Yeah, he's really good. He's a tall
The
dude.
Mexico part of Mexico.
The Mexico part of
Mexico.
Mexico. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, probably does good. Like, it's so funny because like, so when you're a novice in soccer, and you transfer to like a new club in like Europe and stuff, you're usually put on the bench. You're usually put on the bench because you're a novice, somebody new. People don't, the other players don't trust you yet and stuff. And they played him. They were losing. His team was losing like 4-0, and he came onto the field at the minute 60 of 90, and they got a penalty in favor, and like you know how like when you get a penalty, you can decide which one is there's always like a hierarchy of like the leader will be the one who will score the penalty. But like this guy has the biggest balls in the world. That like he just said like he's like I'll do it, and like his captain was pissed off. I'm like bro, I was gonna do the penalty. Like he's like nah fuck you, I'll do it. And then like they got into like an argument because he took the penalty, and he still scored really well the penalty, and his captain was so pissed off. Like he's such an egocentric guy, the captain, like no, it's me. And then what's funny is that like the rest of the match, his teammates were so angry with him that like they weren't giving him any passes. Even though they should have swallowed their pride, and like considering he's really good, like he scored 2 goals. He was the one that like changed the whole team and stuff. I don't know. They're so egocentric.
Did his team still end up losing, or
They lost. Like, but he scored 2 goals. Like he came on and scored 2 goals. You need to add that player like the full 90 minutes. Like he should be on the bench.
what was the final score between the two teams though?
4-2.
4-2.
Yeah.
So he scored the only 2 goals for his
I
team,
know.
and then
Yeah.
I think that's the pride there that's talking out from like the team members, like he was the one that scored the 2 goals and changed the game for us, whereas like everyone else, the captain, they didn't do anything. No, it was this new guy. It was this new
trash.
guy who gave us a chance and we blew it.
I know, it's so funny because like I see the exact same kind of thing in the anime Aowashi, and like this new guy, the main character, is like doing a bunch of cool tricks and like scoring goals, making assists, good passes, and like his teammates just don't want to give him the ball. They're so prideful, even though they're trash.
Yeah, because I mean, everyone wants to score that goal that changes the game for everyone, or the game-winning goal. But, like, you know, everyone wants to do that.
Sometimes, yeah, but like sometimes you gotta swallow your pride and like, you know, kind of be in sync with your teammates and who's like really putting the effort. You know, you gotta not be a individualistic.
A team player. You gotta be a team player.
I in team.
Yeah. But there is a me in team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's petty arguments.
It is. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Fandamentals. Of course, as always, I am joined with my two fellow hosts, Joey and Caesar.
Yo. Hey.
So Caesar, you actually mentioned something earlier this week, and within the Discord server, you posted that Teletubbies apparently is getting a reboot.
Oh yeah, I saw on Twitter, like I see a bunch of like announcements on my Twitter feed, and like I saw that Teletubbies is coming back. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, it is a kids show. I grew up with the original Teletubbies. That was like my go-to show when I was like a little.
I actually never watched Teletubbies growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
You never?
I mean,
did?
I knew of them, and I knew that they were on TV, and maybe I caught a glimpse of a channel like once in a while, but I never watched it. I just thought they were kind of creepy.
Can I just say, Teletubbies, they're just chill vibes. They're just chill
I don't know,
vibes.
Man.
Bro,
there's a reason why
serious.
there's horror. People make horror things based off of them.
There's like some songs I remember listening to of like Teletubbies when I was a kid, and like, dang, these are bops. Teletubbies are lo-fi geniuses.
Would you say that Teletubbies brought you to lo-fi?
Yes.
I thought it was Homer Simpson.
Yeah, I thought it was Homer Simpson.
No, before that, it was Teletubbies.
Oh, okay. Okay. We're gonna have to redo the music podcast so that we can get the proper history here.
So I remember there's like a song when like the vacuum thing is like just scooting around, the vacuum thing.
The Roomba.
And there's like a chill song, like I think I like this kind of music. It's very chill vibes. I mean, it was kind of chill vibes. It was very aesthetic. Just like it was like you know, oldish and like aesthetic, and like they just chill around on these like grassy hills, and like, bro, that's the way. That's life I want.
Does Teletubbies bring you memories of nostalgia?
Yeah.
I don't know. To me as a kid, I always wanted to eat the pancakes they were eating, and the custard. I think it's called the tubby custard or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
That's something I always wanted to eat as a kid because it looked delicious to me. I don't know about you guys or you, Caesar.
I forgot to even add that. Just remember that there was a baby son.
Oh yeah, the baby son.
Isn't the baby more HD in this new one?
Yeah, they got a new I guess you could say actor to play the son. It's a girl. It's a baby girl that's gonna be playing the son now.
It's funny because like the new baby son is like the face. They show like the legit face, like not like normal color face, and no like yellow tint on it.
Yeah, that kind of threw me off a little bit, but maybe it works better in a modern like style. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will say this though.
People say that they did it just to like not get people. What the heck? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, I turned off. Oh, the heck? Oh, I was saying that people think in the comments on Twitter that they probably remove the yellow filter, not because they don't want to be kind of.
I mean, come on, it's just the sun.
You know, because the new baby playing it is a Asian baby.
Yeah,
it's an Asian baby. That's why they didn't want to be racist.
I mean, come on, it's just. I mean, come on, it's the sun. I mean, come on,
why not just make her, rather than yellow, make her bright,
or make her a red sun, bro, evil red sun.
No, because then that's going to be worse because of communist China.
Yeah, just make her.
It's just going to be worse. I feel like it's just gonna make it worse. I will say this weird. Though, as a kid, as like a little kid growing up with Teletubbies, I liked the show, but the one part that always freaked me out the most was when the baby sun would come up. That made me very uncomfortable. That was like the introduction of anything cursed on the internet to me as a baby, as like a kid, a little kid. Because I used to live, growing up, I used to live in these apartments over in Hayward. These apartments over in Hayward, and there were these stairs. And you know, you guys watched Harry Potter, right? The movies. Mm-hmm. You know how Harry Potter has like that little space that he lives in underneath the stairs. Yeah. Okay, so back in the apartments where I used to live in Hayward, there was like a space there underneath the stairs as well. And whenever that baby sun would come up, I would hide underneath. I would run in there because that sun freaked me out so much that I would just like hide underneath the stairs.
That's how I felt about the entire show. Like just the Teletubbies themselves, like horrifying to me.
It was weird because everything about it, like, was like pretty normal to me. I was never like put off by it at all. No, the baby sun, the Teletubbies, or the vacuum. Just okay with it.
If a Teletubbies were to show up at your door, would you freak out then?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'd be like, dang, that's my childhood right there. That's cool. It's cool right there, you know. I'd be okay with it. Like I don't know.
I don't know. I feel I'd be creeped out.
I don't know.
It's worse than a clown.
How dare you? Teletubbies, bro.
Yeah.
I had all 4 plushies of Teletubbies.
I think a clown is worse.
You think so?
I think a clown is worse, if anything.
Yeah, a clown is worse. Yeah, I agree with Danny. I agree.
I would say clown is worse.
Because Teletubbies, they look like aliens. And clowns are just people.
Teletubbies are friendly aliens.
I always thought it was pretty cool how they had a television just implemented into their stomach. Because as a kid, I thought like, I could just watch cartoons and just lay down on my stomach. You know?
I wish I had a TV in my stomach.
I thought that was a pretty cool detail for them.
I have a very vivid memory of like one episode of Teletubbies where like it's like, you know, I think what do they do? Like they rub their bellies and like on their the TV bellies, and like they then go to a scene like they show this little girl like who's putting a bunch of stones, making like a stone wall, I think. And like that's a fun episode. I remember that.
Yeah, they would rub their stomach, and then it would like cut to a scene featuring a kid or something, like they were doing something or something.
That's cool.
Wait, so the kid was building a stone wall?
Yeah, it was cool.
Kind of like the Primitive Technology channel on YouTube. You ever watch Primitive Technology?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where it's like a guy with a stick and he's like build pools into the ground. Yeah, I've seen that. It's actually pretty cool when you see stuff like that happening, because I guess that answers a question like how the pyramids were made. Because everyone is saying that like it's alien technology or something, whatever. But it's like there's this guy on YouTube that you're literally seeing building like some kind of a structure with just his hands and whatever like materials he has around him.
I just remember like vividly just like that one episode of a little girl just building stones, like stone on top of like more. It was pretty cool. Like I want to make a stone wall too. And it was like some little girl in like I think like someplace in like Europe, like maybe British or something, or Irish. And I want that.
Like every single episode they would feature a different kid doing something. Yeah. Whenever they would like zoom into their stomach.
Okay.
For some reason I would watch like a ton of Teletubbies for like I can only remember like one episode. The stone wall. My memory is quite fuzzy.
Would you say that you're quite fond of walls these days?
I don't know. Maybe. Walls do give you privacy. Those do give you a protection against the threats of the outside world. So yes.
How do you feel about the wall bordering Mexico and America? No, I was kidding.
I knew you were exactly where you were gonna go there.
I was gonna talk about the Berlin Wall. I was like, you know who else was fond of walls? Adolf Hitler.
I knew you were gonna do that. It's like, oh, okay. I'll follow along with this weirdo. Follow along with this joke. And I fell right into his trap, as always.
Yeah, apparently, the reason I read into this a little bit in an article that I found online, and apparently the reason that the Teletubbies are getting a reboot is because they had a resurgence on TikTok currently their account has like some 630,000 followers and 6.7 million views.
Dang.
So
Dang, son.
it's gotten a resurgence. So that's why they thought, yeah, let's bring it back.
Do you see that comment? Like, there's a comment circulating of so like 7 years ago, the Game Grumps played the Teletubbies video game, which I had as a kid. I played it sometimes, and the official Teletubbies YouTube account comments are like, "Oh, cool!" Like I don't know what else. I forgot what they said, but like they were just trashing on Teletubbies, like the Game Grumps, and like the official YouTube channel just like commented under it, like, "Oh, cool." Teletubbies.
The official Teletubbies channel?
Yeah.
Wow. It's a bold move.
Yeah, I played the PS1 game.
All right, now here's my question to you guys now as well, because this isn't the first time something old was brought back and rebooted. Because if you guys remember, the Magic School Bus also received a reboot on Netflix.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like CGI? 3D or something?
No, it wasn't CGI. It was just like updated 2D animation and whatnot. I think this happened back in 2018, but there was like some hype going up until the release of the Magic School Bus, the reboot. It was mostly like the people who grew up watching the Magic School Bus, of course, you know, and but it was short-lived. That hype was just short-lived after it was released. So do you guys think that Teletubbies is gonna like their hype, the hype of this reboot, or do you think the popularity is gonna stay with them for a while, or do you think it's just gonna be like the first episode releases and then that's just it, the hype just dies off?
I feel like the hype is gonna die off.
It's a kids show. Nobody's gonna stick around and watch a kids show.
Yeah, and the kids of these days, they're watching things like what's that one show with Paw Patrol. They're watching stuff like Paw Patrol. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna be put off by Teletubbies.
And also Gate.
Were they watching?
Also Gate.
Gate?
Yeah, the Elsa cartoons on YouTube.
Oh, do they still watch? Is that still a thing? That's really disturbing. I hope YouTube fixed that.
Maybe. Really have. All back then.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
They also watch.
Yeah, honestly, Blippi. I'm getting really tired of like movies and TV series and games just getting remasters. I feel like it's just lazy. Like, just make something new.
Last of Us. Last of Us.
Last of Us.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just give us new stuff.
Oh yeah, they're rebooting Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Oh yeah. I like that movie, but I mean, I don't know if I want to watch it again.
Also, reboot of they've had it for like a while. High School Musical.
Yeah, and me and Caesar recently talked about like the remastered live-action like Disney movies and stuff like that.
They're all trash.
Yeah, there were a couple that I actually did like. I did like the Lion King one, but I did not like the Aladdin one. I did not like it. I did not like that one at all.
I've only seen
it was just terrible.
The Beauty and the Beast was good. Beauty and the Beast and
Beauty and the Beast, yeah, definitely.
And Christopher Robin. But that's because Emma Watson was crush material. She's great.
Didn't she? I think she had something against like the Harry Potter books or something, or the person that wrote it.
Yeah, probably because like the racist, some of the homophobic stuff.
Yeah, I think she has really controversial views. The original author of the
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, on Twitter.
Yeah, the actors are really trying to like themselves, not franchise it.
Yeah, it makes sense. I understand that.
Yeah, total. I don't know, Christopher. I really liked Christopher Robin. It was like just.
Are you excited for the Winnie the Pooh horror movie?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
You pumped to see Winnie the Pooh in action again?
Action.
Yep.
Just watch.
I've seen a pic of that.
They're gonna make a parody of that for like on Pornhub.
I mean,
definitely.
I would be surprised if there wasn't already one of that on there.
Yeah. Exciting. I'm not exactly excited, but like I'm just curious to see how it is, you know.
Yeah, we haven't seen a horror movie in a long time. I feel like we should see one soon.
Incantation?
Yeah, we can watch Incantation.
Isn't there one coming out? Caesar sent us something on Discord with like a Marvel superhero or something.
Oh yeah, so they had a D23, the convention announcements of all like Disney stuff, and they confirmed that Mexican actor Gael Garcia Bernal is gonna be Werewolf by Night. It's like a superhero in Marvel that people wanted him to be.
What's his superhero name?
Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night. That's kind of long.
So I'm assuming it's just werewolf then.
What's cool about it is that it's I saw it, the trailer, like it's in black and white, so it gives me like horror, like the Lighthouse vibes. It looks kind of gory, dark, creepy.
Is this a movie or TV series?
It's supposed to be a special, like I think in Christmas, December.
A Christmas special? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. If it's horror vibes, why release it in December?
I don't know. What are they doing? I'm excited. I'm excited because we need more horror stuff. Because there was like the new Mutants, Blade, and Doctor Strange. Way more horror stuff. That's why I really enjoyed Doctor Strange movies and the Blade movies. They're very horror focused, scary, and like ooh.
Really?
Yeah, I like a little bit of freaky, I guess.
The first Doctor Strange movie was a horror movie?
No, it's definitely not.
It's definitely not.
It was a little bit.
The second one I can see. This Multiverse of Madness, I can definitely see that, but
the first one was funny. The first one was a little bit like dark because like this guy like his hands don't work. Oh my god, my hands don't work. You know, that's scary. Imagine that.
I guess so.
And by Steven.
But I mean,
come on. It was a little bit of horror, I guess, but not as much as Doctor.
I don't know. The first one was more like psychedelic, supernatural to me, if anything, because there was that whole sequence where like he went on that quote unquote trip, you know, when he was like going through space and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there was that whole trip, and then you also told me that day when we went to go watch it. It's like that's how it felt like when I went to go get my wisdom teeth pulled out, because of the they inject you with the the serum so you don't feel pain, and then you told me like that's how it felt like when I got my wisdom teeth pulled out.
They didn't put you to sleep?
No, they put him to sleep. Caesar got put to sleep, but. After like getting injected with the I don't know what it's called, like injected
anesthesia?
With the serum. Anesthesia, yeah. After getting the anesthesia,
serum. What is this? Morbius injections.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what it's called. All I know is that they give you something so that you don't feel pain while you're getting your wisdom teeth pulled out. Anesthesia. There you go. That's what it's called. Yeah, you told me that you told me you pointed to the screen and it's like that's how it felt when I was under anesthesia. Well, like Doctor Strange was going through that entire trip, like going into space and seeing all that psychedelic stuff.
When I was under anesthesia, it was like taking a nap. I don't really have like a whole lot of memories, like when they were taking out my wisdom teeth. No, that's not true. I don't know. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, I did actually kind of feel what they were doing, but it felt like time was fast forwarded. It was weird.
Yeah, same. I've had that feeling. I felt like I was like time traveling.
Like I could when I woke up, I could tell you the order in which they like worked on my teeth because I felt it. But then so freaky? I woke up and it felt like the best nap of my life.
My freakiest like anesthesia story is that like one time I was like put under. It wasn't that this one was like some other one, like different like procedure checkup, and like my vision was like blurry when I had my eyes open, but like once I closed my eyes, my eyes were like, I closed my eyes, it was like pitch black, but for some reason I kept crashing into like brick walls. I felt like the what's his face, the cooling guy.
Was it a dream?
No, it wasn't a dream. Like I
crashing
could hear
into brick walls.
Yeah, like I felt like I was like I was like flying through like this pitch black darkness, crashing into brick walls like every so often, and then I would just
you're hallucinating.
No, I for some reason I had pictures inside my I had pictures inside my head when I closed my eyes, but I was still conscious in that moment.
I'd say that's more of a hallucination than anything.
And that's why you don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs.
That's why you don't
do drugs.
That's why you do drugs.
Yeah, I haven't gotten my wisdom teeth pulled out yet. I still have to make the appointment. But I'm
Don't worry.
The reason I'm mostly scared about like not the procedure. I'm not worried about the procedure or whatnot. What I am worried about is I've seen one too many videos on YouTube where like people are talking and saying things, and what like the people that are under the anesthesia are like talking and saying, you know, stupid things and whatnot. I do not want that happening to me, and like maybe my little sister, one of my little brothers are like recording me and whatnot.
Well, when I woke up from anesthesia, I was actually just fully there. Like, I didn't have an issue at all. In fact, I was like ready to go. I wanted to just get up and just walk to the car, but they're like, no, sit down. I'm like, okay. They put me in a wheelchair. I'm just like, I could walk.
You take the first step and just like fall over, just face plant into the ground.
I've never had an issue with the anesthesia, like saying your stuff. Anytime I only had one thing like when I was like crashing to brick walls, I said, "Oh, not again." And that's the last thing I said. That was about it. Really.
I read a funny Reddit post about somebody that was about to go under surgery, and they were just right there. They were putting him under, and right before he fell asleep, the doctor was like, "Which leg was it again?"
What?
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Scary. That's scary.
That's like the last thing you want to hear when you're being put under. It's like, which leg was it again? I'm pretty sure they just do that to like.
Yeah, I think I think they were trolling in that time.
They were just trolling him. Oh boy. Yeah. Anyways, Bakemonogatari.
Ah, yes.
The things I have to say about this. Okay, so if you watched the previous podcast episode, you're already aware of like my rating and essentially how it is that I feel towards this anime. If you didn't, however, I'm just gonna tell you right now. I'm just gonna say it, you know, rip off the band-aid. I gave it a 5 out of 10. I think it's boring. It's a boring anime for me.
That's Joey's favorite.
How dare you?
Yeah. I didn't like it too much. Like even after watching the first 3 episodes, I didn't like it a whole lot because I felt forced again. This was another one of those animes where I felt like I needed to force myself to finish it. And right now I only have those 3 episodes completed. I've decided that I'm gonna watch the rest of the series. Not the series, the rest of this season. Bakemonogatari.
15 episodes.
Yeah, 15 episodes. Then maybe my mind will change. Then if my mind does change, I will consider watching the rest of it. If it doesn't, then I'm just gonna finish at this season and whatnot. But anyways, the anime is listed as mystery, romance, and supernatural under my anime list, which makes you wonder. It's like, okay, it sounds like it's gonna be interesting, right? It sounds like, mystery, supernatural, and whatnot. It does sound interesting. It also has a 8.34 out of 10 rating, so you already know that it's seen as a good anime for those that have watched it and those that have enjoyed it. But I picked out 2 comments while because I looked up Bakemonogatari on my anime list, and I decided to pick 2 comments explaining like essentially the duality of the people that watch this anime. And I think these 2 comments explain very well what the duality is for the people that watch this anime. So the first guy goes by the name Donuts on my anime list. So disclaimer, this person said, that this review that he made is essentially for all of the seasons of this anime. So Bakemonogatari doesn't just stop at Bakemonogatari. There's also other seasons of it, but they're under different names. So this review essentially goes for all like every single season and whatnot. But also, this comment that this person left, this person says that the light novels are okay, but it's just the anime that he didn't really enjoy. And so anyways, this is what the comment said. Also, another disclaimer as well for me. These two people, the two comments that I'm going to be reading, this portion of the comment that I'm reading is the conclusion of the comment, because these two people wrote like paragraphs upon paragraphs diving deep into the anime, and I was like, I'm not reading all of that, so I just scrolled down to the bottom, and luckily both of these people had like a conclusion paragraph, so that's what I'm reading. Okay. So anyways, Donut says Shaft's direction, so Shaft is being the studio that animated this the anime. Shaft's direction makes the anime boring to watch, and I would have likely enjoyed the show more if it was made by another studio, or if Shaft hadn't gone so overboard with the animation to the extent that it detracts from everything else. I agree with this comment. I wholeheartedly agree with this comment because that's just it's very artsy. It's a very like visually appealing anime. It's like very artistic. There's nothing wrong with being artistic, but I feel like most of the effort was put towards trying to be different, artistic and different and unique to the point that it was just so overwhelming that it was boring. It was boring to watch. I do love a little like symbolism. I do love artistic stuff and whatnot, but once it gets to the point where it's like overwhelming and like it's just the art is just the main focus instead of it being the story and the character development and whatnot, then that's where I find it boring. Cause like going into high school, we had to read Romeo and Juliet, we had to read Hamlet, we had to read what's another one? Macbeth? I think. Yeah, Macbeth. Mm-hmm. And as you know, Shakespeare was like a very I guess artistic author, right? He wrote his plays in a very, artistic manner, a lot of symbolism in it. And I just found those stories to be boring because again, it was just very artistic, very symbolic. That is just, this is not for me. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. But like I said, I do like a little symbolism here and there. I do like it. I do like content to be a little bit artistic because
would you say that it's like the layers and layers that are kind of just like overwhelming, like all the stuff that they kind of layer on top of each other? It is. Yeah, it is overwhelming because that's just. That to me felt like the main focus, just the art and the visual stuff. That just felt like that's where all the budget went to. Okay. But yeah, like I was saying, I do like a little bit of symbolism and artistic stuff thrown into it because if it doesn't have enough of it, then again I'm gonna find it to be boring. The best examples I can come off of my head are two books that I also read that we were made to read in high school. One of them being, what was it called? I think it's called Accident with the Dog at the Nighttime, and the other one being Catcher in the Rye. I did not like those books either because they were just very boring to read. It was just simple and I guess not artistic enough. If you that makes sense. It was just boring to read. I didn't like it. Okay. The best example I could come up with when it comes to art and all that, like the good amount of artistic thrown into content is the Star Wars movies. I'm talking about
Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith. That I feel like, you know, I know I'm not the only Star Wars fan that like enjoys those two movies out of like out of the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. But when it comes to I guess symbolism and the artistic inspiration, I feel like the original trilogy and Revenge of the Sith from the prequel trilogy do it best, because when you go watch the original trilogy, the second movie, Empire Strikes Back, I believe, Luke Skywalker goes to Dagobah, the planet Dagobah, which is like this jungle swamp planet. He goes there and he's getting trained by Jedi Master Yoda. And he reaches a point in his training where he goes into a cave, and this cave essentially is supposed to reveal something to him, you know? It's supposed to reveal, like, I don't know, some kind of answers, some kind of like, it's supposed to guide him or something. Eventually he comes across like this illusion of Darth Vader, you know? And he fights him and all that. Eventually Luke Skywalker defeats the illusion of Darth Vader, and Darth Vader falls. Mm-hmm. And this illusion of Darth Vader is laying down on the ground, and the mask comes off, and the face behind the mask is his own. It's Luke Skywalker's face underneath the mask. So then you're probably wondering, like, okay, what is this supposed to mean? Well, the path that Luke was going, the path that Luke was taking up until that point, he was essentially, he wanted to become better. He wanted to become stronger, of course, you know? But what the cave revealed to him was that if he kept taking this path that he was going to, he was going to end up like his father. He was going to fall to the dark side, end up like his father, you know? He's going to suffer and whatnot. So like, yeah, it's those kinds of things that make it enjoyable, right? Like, it's not too artistic, it's not too symbolic. It's just enough to like, okay, that's interesting, you know? It just like, it makes it enjoyable. At least to me. This is like my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, but then you get Bakemonogatari, where that's happening like every second.
Oh yeah, no, definitely every single episode, dude. Every episode, yeah. And
also another thing is, I'm curious about like, what are your thoughts on the amount of dialogue that's in it? Because it's a very dialogue heavy anime.
Okay, what do you mean by dialogue? Like the like what? So
there's more
what the characters are talking,
like
the
characters are talking.
Okay, because when you tell me dialogue, I'm thinking either the characters talk. Well, at least to this series, Bakemonogatari, I'm thinking either the characters talking or like the text that appears on screen.
Okay, yeah, no, the text you can actually just ignore. Like, I wouldn't recommend pausing to read the text that pops up, because it would get way too. You'd have to pause every couple seconds.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, there is a lot of talking, I will say.
Yeah,
a lot of talking. I feel like that, like the first episode, the main character was talking. The main male character was talking to this other girl, and I feel like the conversation was just drawn out, and I was confused during the conversation. I was like, okay, what's going on here? What are they talking about? What it is? You know, I was like more confused than anything while listening to their conversation, and I also got bored because, like I said, that conversation was just being drawn out. Yeah, it was just too long for me.
They also do that in like Rent a Girl. Like, you know how like, the characters are talking. The characters are talking with like subtitles, right? But also at the same time, like Kazuya has like his thoughts in his head, and like they are on time in talking. So there's like two things.
Imagine that, but on steroids for Bakemonogatari. And also on top of that, they like to throw in these walls of text like in between the animation sequences.
They just flash. They flash
in there.
By.
It's just even if you were a native Japanese, I don't think you'd be able to read that.
And like they don't just appear on the screen. Like sometimes there is like a text that just appears on the screen long enough to like for you to pause it, and maybe if you want you can read it. But there are other moments where like text appears on the screen and then it switches to another set of text, and then it switches to another set of text, and then that just keeps happening, but it's very rapid. And it's like, what's going on here? It's like trying to give me epilepsy or something, like an epileptic seizure.
It's like that Pokemon episode, the Porygon episode.
Oh yeah,
it's
the Pokemon
messages
episode
for your subconscious mind.
Yeah,
to make you leave a good rating.
just like Hypnotoad from Futurama.
Yeah, imagine you're just watching an anime and it just like there's like a bunch of text just flashes by the screen. You like pause it right at the right moment. It says like, "This is the best anime ever. This is the best anime ever."
Yeah. But anyways, I did mention I chose a second comment out of like the reviews that were left behind for Bakemonogatari on my anime list. Now here's a disclaimer for this comment. This person reviewed Bakemonogatari as a work of art. Makes sense. This to me that makes sense because this anime was more of like a work of art with all like the artistic inspiration that was thrown into it, with all the symbolism in it. That makes sense. Again, this person wrote like a paragraph for every aspect of the anime you can think about. He wrote a paragraph for like the story, the art, the sound, the enjoyment. He also wrote a paragraph regarding the characters, especially Koyomi, the main character, and Senjogahara, with the main female character. He just like wrote a paragraph about like everything regarding the anime. And then this person goes on to say that this is a masterpiece in his eyes, and to those who didn't enjoy the anime, the series, he understands that this anime is not for everyone, and that everyone just needs to find their anime masterpiece. So I agree with his comment overall, like that portion, like what he was talking about and whatnot. I do agree with it because this anime is not for everyone.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to say, again, this is the paragraph I'm about to read from his comment is again like part of his conclusion, because I wasn't about to read like every single paragraph that he wrote.
Yeah.
So anyways, Inkwave is the name of the person on my anime list. He goes on to say, overall, if you think yourself the discriminating intellectual beta component of modern society who also happens to watch anime, you will love this series. It's a love or hate type of anime, in my opinion, and if you are the type of person this show caters to, you will come to thoroughly appreciate every aspect of the show, besides just Senjogahara. So, I do agree with this comment, at least regarding the So for this person, of course, just to make it clear, this person loves the anime. He thinks it's a masterpiece in his eyes. But what I do agree with his comment is saying that, how he said, this anime isn't for everyone. And, you know, I'm that proof, because this anime just isn't for me.
And I totally agree with that, because even when I put on the wheel, like that's like seeing the whole thing, I knew it's not for everybody. And I was actually interested to see what you think about it. But I'm not surprised that you came out of it and gave it the score that you did.
You really? What made you not surprised? First of all, I'm curious. What made you not surprised?
It's different, right? Because it's artsy, as you said. It's not like any other anime out there. It's like everything about it's different in the way that they kind of even just show the story. It's mostly dialogue based. They have a bunch of like weird animation sequences and like thrown all over the place. For me personally, I was able to get past that and just focus more on like the story elements, and kind of just like stay for the ride and just whatever happened kind of thing.
Okay.
I guess I kind of saw past the animation sequences, and I will say, if you do end up staying through the series, which I don't know if you will, but if you did, there are a lot of like cool arcs story wise, ignoring the animation.
Okay. Yeah, because I did try to like I tried to focus on the story, like on the characters themselves, but it was just like I said earlier, it was just too overwhelming, the art and whatnot.
Yeah.
There was also like that one time, I think it was in the first episode, where the girl like staples the guy's mouth or something.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And then they continue to talk or whatever, and then the guy tells her, "You need to trust me," or something along those lines. And so upon telling her that she needs to trust him, he tells her as well to like get rid of her whatever she's uses as a weapon to defend herself. And so she just lifts up her skirt, and just a bunch of like school supplies just fall out of her skirt.
Yeah,
and whatnot.
I
was
remember
just
that
like,
scene.
How and why? Like, how do you keep all of that under your skirt? Like, I get it. Like, self-defense is important to you. Like, I get it. Like, it should be to everyone. But how do you keep all of that stuff under your skirt?
Why? Because in Japan you can't use a gun. Or like,
yeah,
I don't know,
you have to rely on staplers to protect yourself.
Exactly, yeah. But
if I had Bakemonogatari on the wheel, like if I was chosen to watch that, how do you think I would react, or what do you think I would compared to?
Like I said, it's actually it's dependent on the person. I have no idea how you would react, because it's different. Like I don't think you've ever seen anything like it.
Yeah,
because I've never
this.
seen anything like it.
I've seen Mind Game. That's like a crazy artsy movie. I've seen even like Ursa Yatsura, like the movies that's very artsy.
No, this is nothing like Ursa Yatsura. Yeah. This is nothing like Ursa Yatsura.
It's very crazy. Like movie 2 and 4 are very artsy.
I would like imagine
JoJo,
like
season 1 and 2.
Like they're artsy, but they're also consistent. Whereas in Monogatari, the art style itself changes like over time.
Yeah,
like
it does.
Very quickly in the same episode.
It does, yeah.
Rapidly, actually.
JoJo does that.
Like one moment you're here, and the next moment you're like somewhere else, and you're confused as to how you got there.
People are like walking upside down or something.
Yeah, definitely. It was.
Yeah,
I don't know how far
I think Danny has to be high to watch Bakemonogatari.
Oh yeah, probably. You have to be in the right mindset.
Because I did go in there like, I did read, you know, the 2 comments before entering, before going to watch Bakemonogatari. I did like see the rating, how majority of the people think about it. Going into watching the anime, I try to just keep my mind at a blank slate, try to forget everything. I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here, blank mind. I'm gonna think nothing about it. And by the time I finished watching those 3 episodes, I was like, holy shit, what did I just watch? What did I just watch? But yeah, it's interesting. I will say though, the anime I will compare this to, out of the animes that I watched, I will compare it to My Bunny Girl, Bunny Girl Senpai. I will compare it to that, because Bunny Girl Senpai is also like another sort of artistic, symbolic anime, with the way the characters express themselves, with the way the themes are expressed within the anime. Within that anime, I will say, like, to me, Bunny Girl Senpai is like on that level of Bakemonogatari in terms of like symbolism and whatnot. And seeing as how I felt about Bakemonogatari, like I gave it a 5 out of 10. I actually went back and changed my score for Bunny Girl Senpai. I changed it from 5 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10. I raised the score on Bunny Girl Senpai by just like 1 point.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to happen as you watch more and more animes. You start getting more perspective and the differences between them. You're like, oh, okay, maybe this one. Like, even I revised a couple of my scores.
Yeah, because it's like you said. You told Caesar, JoJo and Mind Game, like those animes, they're artistic, but they're consistent with like their story. Whereas Bakemonogatari is like, you're here one moment, and then the next moment you're over here, and then it's like, it's crazy. It's like,
yeah,
you know,
it gets even more confusing because the timeline isn't because the order you're supposed to watch it in is supposed to be the airing order, and that order it's not like the timeline is completely different from what it actually is. If that makes sense, it's not. You'll continuously like go to the future, to the past, to the present. Like it's just like that.
Yeah. Danny, did you like Inception?
I haven't watched that movie. I want to.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna hate it.
Really?
We're gonna hate Inception.
Inception? Oh, the Dream movie?
Yeah, Inception. DiCaprio.
I feel like
he might like it. I mean,
okay, it's like I said, it's not only just about like the focus and like how like it's not also not too much of like whether it's too artistic. For me, it's also about how it's presented, the presentation, how it's delivered. If it's done really well, then I'm gonna enjoy it. If it's not done too well, like in my eyes, if it's not done too well, like Bakemonogatari and Bunny Girl Senpai, then I'm probably not gonna enjoy it.
What made you raise Bunny Girl Senpai?
It's like I said with Caesar when Joey told you, Caesar, that the animes that you watch, the artistic animes that you watch, were more consistent than Bunny Girl Senpai, than Bakemonogatari. That was essentially my thought process back when I rose the score for Bunny Girl Senpai. Is that Bunny Girl Senpai is more consistent in telling the story. Yes, it's like it's symbolic. It's really like artistic and whatnot, but the story for Bunny Girl Senpai is more consistent than Bakemonogatari, so that's why I raised it up. Because going into Bunny Girl Senpai, and watching like a couple of episodes here within the anime, you know the story, you know what direction they're going in. Bakemonogatari just has you confused. Because I remember watching the first episode, the guy was like climbing stairs, and then he sees the girl falling, he catches her in his arms, and then next thing then the next moment he's sitting in a desk talking with a different girl about things and whatnot. And they were discussing name meanings and whatnot. And then he runs into the girl that he saved, and she staples him in the mouth, and then you're just there like, what's going on here? It's like that you guys
like
remember that
perception of reality? Like,
yeah,
it's like his perception of reality is different from other people's perception of reality.
That's one way to put
it.
He
doesn't see it. He doesn't see how it is. You know, he's stuck in his own little world. Maybe that's what me? Yeah, the guy.
Oh, the guy, the main character in Baki.
Yeah, he perceives everything as him being like a hero, but in reality, he's just a main guy.
Yeah, he's all over the place in his mind.
Guess. But yeah, the reason I raised up the score on Bunny Girl Senpai was because the story's more consistent, so that's why I did it. Now it went up from a 5 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10.
I mean,
it's crazy to think about it too, because Bunny Girl Senpai, seeing as how a lot of people enjoy it, that was actually at the bottom of my list, rating wise, for some time, until after I watched Ghost Stories, and I was like, yeah, Ghost Stories is the worst. That's definitely going like at the bottom of my list. But for some time, Bunny Girl Senpai was actually at the bottom of my list rating wise.
Speaking of my anime list ratings and stuff like that, I'm very biased or something. Like, either I love it or I hate it. Like, for example, like my Mao tells me that like I have like my consistent ratings that I do is like 8 out of 10. And I noticed, I think Joey's like, you guys are much more critical of animes than I am. Like, you guys give like a 7 or a 6.
Yeah, I mean, my scoring system's pretty simple. Like, everything's like automatically. Well, okay, now the way I do it is, if I really liked it, it starts off as a 10 out of 10, and then I do like -1 deductions if I think like something about it I just didn't like. So that's why so maybe there's just like one thing wrong with it, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. If there's like 2 or 3 things, maybe a 7 or 8. That's how I do my scores.
My mean score says I do 8.13 average.
Oh yeah, I think my mean is like 7.5 or something.
Yeah, yours is 7.79.
And another thing too is like it would probably be lower if I was more open-minded to watching trash animes, but like nowadays, like before when I first started getting started, I didn't really care about the score because I didn't even know Mal existed. But these days, I don't even waste my time anymore. If I'm gonna watch an anime, the general population has to agree that it's at least somewhat decent.
And his average is a 7.22.
Yeah, in my eyes, I feel like. Well, again, I agree with Joey because I came from that same place too. When it came to like watching anime, I just didn't care what it was. I wanted to watch whatever it is that I wanted to watch. I'll watch it. But now seeing that my anime is a list, is a list. Of course, it's a list. Why wouldn't it be a list? Now seeing that my anime is an actual thing, then I do consider taking scores. I do take scores more into consideration because I don't want to waste my time watching an anime that I might not enjoy.
Yeah.
So I mean that's why I like take scores now more into consideration. But I mean, unless it's like an anime, like, even if it's trash, like if it's something that I seem interested in, I might just watch it just for the heck of it, just to see how it is. Because I remember I watched Rail Wars a while back, and that has like a 6 out of 10, and I watched it. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it like a 7 out of 10 or something. But yeah, I try to like go down a checklist within my mind, because I have like this checklist within my mind, at least for like for example, like if this like if
what
a
are the most
certain
important
anime
things on your checklist that you look for?
I guess, let's say I was back when I was watching Shikamori. Shikamori Isn't Just a Cutie. I was like going down the checklist to see, does it have these tropes in it? Does it have like, you know, the stereotypical guy bumps into the girl and whatnot? Or like that's how they ended up meeting and whatnot. They do have something like that, but the girl helps out the guy by retrieving a paper of his that got stuck in a tree or something. So I guess I have that check, that little box in my mind marked as like, do the two characters meet up in a way that's sort of like one of the characters is inconvenienced by something, if that makes sense. So like if that happens, then I'll check it off. And like that's the best example I could come up for right now.
Okay. Like I guess for me, like in terms of like what I'm checklisting off when I'm giving my score of an anime, like the most important thing for me is characters. Like it's not even the story, just characters. Like if I like the characters, it's gonna get a good score. And that's probably why I like slice of life animes. I really like characters are the number one most important thing to me. I'd put story at number 2 though, because I don't want to discount it.
It's funny, like I'm not exactly a super fan when it comes to slice of life. I just like slice of life with like drama. That's why I enjoy so much Rent a Girlfriend. But like, slice of life by itself can be extremely boring. Like
I mean, it's boring, but it's also just relaxing, you know, just watching like people do. I don't want to be
relaxed. I'm doing the jigs.
Wow.
Well, the thing is, like, I watched like a friend of mine like a while back recommended I watch Nichijou. That was like a funny slice of life comedy, and it was okay, but like I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's like it's very like it's a relaxing anime, but like even that's too much. Like
I've seen some highlight scenes from it. I thought it was super funny. Some of the scenes that popped up.
It's okay. I mean, people.
It's definitely over the top though.
People no. Like I want like crazy over the top, like Bobo crazy. I don't know. Just Nichijou is like it's just like an anime that is just not for everybody. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's okay.
What about you, Caesar? What's like your checklist of things you want to see in an anime? Like, what's the most important thing to you? Is it the art style, the animation, the story, the characters?
I can't decide, but like I think story. That's the story.
To clarify as well, my answer for the checklist thing, I agree with Caesar's story for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
I mean, even I have story at number 2, but I just prefer like I like good characters. I don't know.
I think I feel that like I don't know, like I feel like to have a good anime has to have like a combination of story, like obstacles or like tension, drama, and like characters. Like
that makes sense. And my number 3, like my third thing, I don't know, this might fall into story, but I would say world building. I'm like a sucker for world building. Like if an anime has really good world building, it really just sucks you into it and makes the world feel like completely alive. And that's one of the reasons why I really like Mushoku Tensei. Like the whole world just has a lot of stuff going in it, and it just feels completely alive. I don't know.
Oh, that's the reason I loved 86. The world building was crazy.
Yeah, 86 has a lot of stuff going on too. It makes you just curious about what else is going on in the world.
And also, I think even like Dragon Ball, there's like so many stuff. There's so much stuff. Androids, aliens, gods. There's a lot of
they got different
building.
Planets, and
it's a good combination. Good combination to make a good anime.
Yeah,
those factors.
To me, I feel like characters are like a sub sort of. I don't know how to say it. Like with the good story, then there has to be good characters. Like characters for me are part of the story. That's why I say story is like my number one thing that I look at. Yeah. Because if it's a good story, then good characters also come with it.
Yeah, I imagine so.
I was thinking because like I think like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, PewDiePie commented on Twitter and said, "Oh, or maybe I think a YouTube video," and he's like, "Oh, what's a good thing? What makes an anime good?" And like, the thing he said was anime.
I mean, animation is important considering it is anime, and like that's a big reason why I hated X-Arms, because of the horrible animation. But
that's like I feel like like animation can like make or break an anime. It's like I think that's why Demon Slayer became overly hyped because of the.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. The animation hardcore carried Demon Slayer, but like even then, like I really like it. I don't know. It's not that the story's bad, but I can see it being like kind of mediocre compared to other stories.
It's the same with like JoJo. I think JoJo.
I feel like
got super big because of the anime, not even the manga. Even what is it, like Bleach or Dragon Ball?
Yeah, I feel like animation can take an anime up until like a certain point. Like once it reaches that certain point, then you have to ask yourself, what else does this anime have to offer? If it's just animation, then like okay.
Oh yeah, but like as long as the story's like good, it doesn't have to be amazing. But if it has amazing animation with like a good story, that's like enough to keep me satisfied.
Oh, definitely. Like that's what I felt with Jujutsu Kaisen. I feel like the animation in that series was really good.
Yeah.
And like the story there was actually pretty good too, so I enjoyed it.
Like most of the animes, like animation is like very like average, mid animation, but like then there's like One Piece and like Demon Slayer that they have like incredible budget, and that's when it's out usually always like transcend and become super popular.
Interesting. Alrighty.
Yeah. What?
I don't know. I just thought it was interesting with your comment.
Because like if you look at all the rom-coms, all the rom-coms like are very average looking. Like the animation, they're okay. They have okay animation, but there's only there's only like a select few that like have incredible animation backing it up.
I mean, like for those kind of shows, there isn't like a whole lot of like a big animation requirement, but it's mostly just like people talking.
It's like for example, like Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball Z, like the OG Dragon Ball, just like always keep calling back to like the original Dragon Ball Z, like all the animation, the detail, the muscles, the faces, the expressions, everything looks so detailed. And then like Dragon Ball Super is like, it's not the same, you know. They're very clunky.
I feel like when it comes to like rom-com slice of life anime with a really good animation, Komi Can't Communicate definitely falls in that area, because the animation in it, you can see the studios really went all in on it. Well, maybe not all in, but they really they went for it, so to speak, because it's really good. It's really well done, well animated. The story is really good, really amazing. I can say the one scene that definitely made my jaw drop was this was a scene, I think it was in the first episode, where the two characters, Komi and Tadano, are both using the chalkboard to communicate with each other, and that just made like my heart melt. That made my jaw drop, and I felt like I was tearing up a bit because that scene was amazing to me. That scene was amazing to me in my eyes. And the rest of the series was just enjoyable. It was just amazing.
Like, for me, like, I feel like rom-coms, what they do great is like they have like very average animation, but like there's like some key moments, pivotal moments in the anime where like they really up the animation. Like they do that with even Rent a Girlfriend, Bunny Girl Senpai, couple of Cuckoos. There's like some pivotal animation that I was like, dang, that's amazing. Like it really like sticks with you. Like, for example, like just like a scene where like a couple of Cuckoos where they're at the beach and stuff. The guy and Erica Amano, the main girl, and she's like she's not wearing shoes and stuff. She's just like walking on the sand, and she like leans over, and like the freaking like beach is like behind her, and like the sun, and like there's like a sunset, and she's like, her face is like in detail, and she's like, oh, are you going to like change my destiny? I'm like, oh my god, that changed mine. I was like, that's amazing. It's like a very pivotal moment. They're like, dang, they really went all out for like really key moments for that kind of anime.
I wouldn't know how to feel about those kind of moments though, because I feel like they decided to go all in for like that one moment.
You will know once you get to that moment, because when you know that moment's coming up, you will feel it, you will see it, you understand it.
No, like, I get that, but why just go all in for just one moment instead of like, you know, keeping it up for like for the entire episode or for the entire season?
They do it just for like the very romantic scenes, where like it basically like progresses the story. That's what I noticed. Like the key moment that will change the story forward, that's when they change it. The animation,
probably just trying to save money.
No,
probably. Yeah, but like it's still, even though they do that, like it still is a way that like I'm like understand they do that, and like I kind of like it. I kind of like the way they do it because it makes the scenes even that more special.
Yeah, I can understand that, but to me, the way I see it is like developers releasing an unfinished game,
and then every like that one boss level, it's incredibly detailed.
No, but like it's just like, because the best example I could come up with is Battlefield 2042. That game, when it was released, it was like you can tell it was unfinished, and then every single update after that was just like updates to fix the game and to finish it. So that's what I'm going for, because it's like they release something unfinished and then they like later on fix the game instead of releasing a quote unquote finished product.
Yeah, but like Couple of Cookies has like normal animation. It's not bad or like super amazing. It's just right, and then like they up it up. They up it in like some key moments, and like it's not like what you said, like Battlefield. Like this is way better than Battlefield. It's like they know what they're doing. Like,
dude, anything is better than Battlefield 2042.
Yeah.
Like the animation, like
anything's better than that game.
Like the animation is very fluid. It's not clunky. It's not bad and stuff like that. And it's like kind of detailed, I guess. And like I feel like what's funny is that like I noticed that for that kinds of animes, the less like I guess the less animation they use for like the comedy, the better. And then like the animation they use for like the dramatic, the better. Like, I guess it depends like on like the theme or what they're going for in that moment in that scene, I think.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. Okay. I'm more like, I wish that this animation studios would be more consistent in that, but I understand why they can't do that, because you can't do that with everything unless it's like a really high budget anime like Demon Slayer.
It's hard because it's weak.
Yeah. I know they can't do it every time, but if it was possible, I would definitely prefer just all-out animation and all the time.
No.
I feel like that in a way should be.
I'm not much of a critic when it comes to anime. I like subpar, even the best, even the worst.
You should check out X-Arm.
I would love it.
It will put some real perspective on animation for you.
The next podcast episode is going to be like, yep, I retract my comment.
I'd probably be okay with it because like I've seen KBA and the animation was alright. So, KBA was like the worst of the worst. I give it a 7. Samurai's fighting infectious monsters. Like count me in.
I tried to give Gibby 8 a chance. I gave it 1 episode and I just couldn't. It just didn't feel right. I dropped it immediately.
What? It's not bad. I think it's just it's okay. It's not a bad anime. I didn't care for it. It was just okay.
I think the problem is that the one where there was like some special episode that was technically the first episode, but they didn't have that on Crunchyroll or something. There's some anime like that where I tried to watch like the first episode of whatever series that is, and it didn't make any sense to me, so I just dropped it.
I think you're talking about this other one, like this girl who's like slaying monsters. This girl is like this guy.
Singing something else.
It's I forgot what it's called. It's like this blonde girl and this guy who's like half Oni and besides Oni's basically. But yeah. Anyways, off topic. I went to a party yesterday, and everybody was like, I was like with these guys, these friends, like watching these UFC fights in the living room and stuff, like live. There's this one kid on the sofa, on the couch, minding his own business, watching something peculiar on his phone. Can you guess what he was watching in front of many people, in front of little kids on the right side of him? Can you imagine?
He was watching something on YouTube.
Hentai. No.
Was it on YouTube?
He was watching porn in front of everybody.
I was close.
Yeah.
Hentai is porn.
It was funny, like, I picked up and I'm like, what the hell? What is he doing? What the?
You gotta call him out in that situation.
Was he on the Black and Orange website?
No. Like, he was looking at, like, some girl's ass. I mean, she was fully clothed. But what's funny is that...
Then is it actual porn?
Sort of.
Or was it softcore?
It would be... Maybe softcore, I guess, because they
must be on Twitch then.
The focus was the ass.
They're probably on Twitch.
Probably.
What's funny is that the kid, I think he's like 15 or something, and like what's funny is that he was so oblivious of anybody like looking at him watching that. He didn't even care. He's just like such a giga chat, and like what's funny was that he was watching the video on his phone, and he would pause on it. He would like get close to his screen and look at it, and then he would like rewind and watch it again.
You should have called him out, be like, what are you watching there, bud?
I couldn't because it was like that kid like looked like he has like anger issues. I didn't want to call him out. Like, what if I get attacked?
Oh.
I mean,
like, no.
Is it a Mexican party?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure the uncles there would probably like hold him back or something. Or like his dad would have like slapped him or something.
Yeah, but like what's funny is that beside him, like two of the girls like talking, and like they were so oblivious to it, like they didn't even noticed. And I was the only one that caught it. So funny. And then I told my friend, hey, there's this kid watching like porn. I'm like, what the heck? In my house?
It's like I paid for this UFC fight. I paid for the pay-per-view, and he's spending his time watching porn.
Not exactly. I asked him, hey, do you pay for it? Like, no. I just go to his website. This illegal website just to watch some UFC fights.
Oh yeah, there's like websites out there where you could like there's soccer games or baseball games, football games, whatever it is. Then you could just go on the websites and watch it live.
Yeah, it's funny because like that kid was like super oblivious to like everything, and but like he only saw like that video, then like he skipped it, like watched like Super Smash Bros videos. I'm like, okay, that's very weird. He just like random videos and like random.
Yeah, he got tired. He's like, I'm done.
And I'm not. He's like, nah, I'm not horny anymore. I want to watch something fun.
It's just a girl's butt. Whatever.
Yeah, there's more important things in life.
I'm gonna alt tab out of here.
What's funny like what's funny is like I made a very interesting observation about this kid's psyche. Okay, let me explain. Okay, so I was this party. Go. I was this party. What?
Let him finish. Let him finish. I want to hear this.
Let me explain. So I was at this party. There's a bunch of adults, right? And his mom, like, he's like has had a lot of plastic surgery, like boob job, ass job, you know what I mean? Like he's like everything. She's like a nose job, like she has like everything in like super size. I'm like, dang. And then what the hell? And then like I see this kid watching a girl's a girl's ass, right? On a video, like on his phone, right? And like, maybe that kid has been influenced by watching his mom.
So is it like a mom complex or something?
Maybe. Could it be? Because he sees, dang, his mom has a big ass. Maybe that's why he's watching a big ass on his phone.
I don't know. I feel like that's reaching. I feel like any kid would just do that if they had a phone and unsupervised access to it.
Think so? I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's something off there.
There's a bunch of girls who dress skimpy. Like they'll be wearing like crop tops and booty shorts and whatnot. And there's been like plenty of guys who like seen that and like maybe stared or peeped or whatever. So I'm pretty sure like the mom might not have been the initial, I guess you can say, motivation for like that kid to be looking that kind of stuff up.
That he is.
Yeah.
Maybe.
How old is this kid?
Like 15.
Oh no, then for sure, like he's
hormones.
Yeah,
he's growing.
Maybe
he's got to work on that forearm strength, you know.
Yeah, he's got other things to worry about.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I've heard many stories of people like even like, I think in like Japan. Oh yeah, in Japan, like if you go like on the train, people like they're really mind their own business, but like sometimes you might catch a guy, most of the time,
putting their phone.
A guy on the train on their phone watching hentai or porn.
Oh, never mind. I didn't think that's where it was going.
Yeah, like I heard that people don't really care if you just watch porn. Like,
well, I mean,
like,
they'll
Japan.
Probably silently judge you, but they're definitely not going to call you out for it. I don't think they're the type. They don't. I don't know. They don't seem like the confrontational type of.
It's funny
people.
Because like I was watching Smash Chase and he says, Garns was saying that there's like a funny comparison of like having your phone out on a train in Japan versus the UK. Like in Japan, they don't care. Like they won't even tell you, hey, stop watching that. Hey, turn that off. Like they don't care in Japan. But like if he said that he had his phone out, like he's watching this like ecchi anime on a train in the UK, and people were judging me. People are very judgmental in the UK. They're like, what the hell? What are you doing? And he felt like he had all the eyes on him. Whereas in Japan, like it was just more chill and laid back.
Well, I mean, that's just people in UK in general. They'll judge you for anything. I don't think that's a surprise there.
I guess Japanese people are just used to it. That's
well, yeah. I feel like Japanese people
their own business.
Yeah.
They're not gonna confront somebody. Hey, what are you watching there?
Japanese, I guess they're not very exactly confrontational, maybe.
Yeah.
Or in the UK, they'd be like, oh, you wanker, what are you doing? You wanking it?
Yeah, I feel like Japanese people are more open towards their like fetishes and whatnot. So like,
you think so?
Yeah, because I mean, hey, you already know. You watched anime. You've already like seen a couple of like episodes here and there with like questionable scenes. From what I've heard, this is the one anime called "Stop Teasing Me, Nagatoro" or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, the girl Nagatoro in that anime like is teasing this one guy and whatnot. But from what I've heard, she goes like hardcore on him, and that like it's I guess like
in the first like episode or two. But then she
in
like
the first episode or two or something.
It just like chills out.
No, after the first two episodes, she chills out. But apparently, in the first two episodes, she goes like hardcore on the guy.
She goes hard. Yeah,
she goes hard, and that's based off of what I've heard. So if that's the case, then yes, I definitely feel that Japanese people are more open towards their fetishes.
Oh, they're definitely more. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Maybe it's like more their society like is more open to it.
Yeah, they're so open to like yaoi yuri. Like they're very tolerant.
I feel like there's been cases like Caesar, you talking about like people watching hentai on the train. I feel like there's been cases where a person's just sitting there on the train watching hentai, and then somebody sits next to them and is like, "Oh yeah, I watched that episode."
That's a good episode.
That's a good episode.
Have you guys ever encountered that? Like you see somebody like watching something weird at a place or something?
The weirdest thing I've ever watched somebody watch is just anime on a bus. We were all cram-packed in this bus and we were all standing up and some guy was watching anime and a couple of us just kind of looked over and just watched what they were watching.
What was he watching?
I don't remember. I didn't recognize it.
I've never
any stories like that, Danny?
I've never caught anyone watching something weird like out in public. I've never caught anyone doing that, which kind of frustrates me a little because I do want to catch someone just so I could call them out or something. But I guess the weirdest thing that anime related that I've seen somebody participating in is at Amazon. There's this guy who's like worn a Spy Family shirt. And
nice.
I've been wanting to compliment him, like, hey, I like that shirt. That's a pretty cool shirt you got there. I like the anime. But working there at Amazon, you guys already know how I feel towards it. I hate it. So I don't really talk to anyone there. Anyways, it's just I show up, do my job, and then just hopefully the day goes by quick so I can just go home. But yeah, I've been wanting to compliment the guy for so long about like that Spy Family shirt, but because I like the anime.
Does he wear it every day?
No, he doesn't wear it every day. He wears it like for 1 week he'll wear it, then maybe the next week he'll.
Is that his only like anime shirt or?
Maybe, I guess.
Okay.
He's a normie.
Yeah, he's a normie weeb. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing I've caught somebody doing. I don't even think that's weird anyways. I don't think
it's not weird. It's not weird.
I don't think it's weird.
I've seen somebody wearing one of those hentai hoodies with the the ahegao faces at my school.
Oh yeah. I kind of wanted to buy one like a while back.
No, please don't. Imagine what your parents will say.
Yeah, if they're judging you for the anime figurines that you have right now, imagine what they'll do when you buy that hoodie.
It looks cool. It's black and white.
Cool. I didn't approach this guy. I just looked at him from the back as he's leaving the school, and I was just like, "Wow, this takes a lot of guts, I guess."
I think I've seen. I think we saw one of those people at the Crunchyroll Expo. Yeah, in the same hoodie.
Oh, probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
I feel like those guys secretly know all the hentai codes for like every single face on there.
Yeah, probably.
Like they secretly know it.
I think I saw one at my college too. One like dropping by like a few years back in like 2017, 2018 or something. I think I remember.
Okay.
Quite crazy. Those people be exposing their fetishes.
But what are you guys' opinions on that? Like, I guess Japan being too, well, like how I said, how I view Japan in that manner that they're open about their fetishes. Do you feel like that's, I guess it's good that they're embracing that, or like would it be something more that you should keep private to yourself?
It's fine. It just gets weird when they involve like minors in the animations, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like, I can see that.
They didn't do that. But otherwise, like, I have no problem with it. I mean, if America has all these movies and media filled with gore and violence, like, why is that any worse, you know?
Like some kind of like army,
like
military
somebody getting their head chopped off
or
something.
I feel like Japan can just be Japan. Japan just do you. Japan can just do whatever it wants. I don't know. Like, I feel like Japan like has something going for it, like the animes, the cosplay, that kind of thing. Even the fetishes, like the hentai. I don't know. Like they have a lot of unique takes. And I'm okay with it.
Oh, hang on. I remember. Okay, so one of the weirdest things I've seen on the internet not publicly, but on the internet, is there was this tweet made by someone. So there's this scene in Spy Family where the main guy, the character, he lifts up Anya, his quote unquote daughter. He lifts her up in this scene, and the guy tweeted, "How come Lloyd didn't look underneath her skirt at her? Like,
I've seen that.
At her underwear."
I think I've seen
like,
that tweet.
And then
I think
the
I've
guy
seen
goes
that
on
tweet.
to say like he missed an opportunity to look at Anya's underwear and whatnot. And I was just like cringing. I was cringing at that. I was like, oh God,
yeah,
no.
bro. I literally saw that like on Twitter.
Like
I think I saw like the same time, like the same week or so that tweet trended and stuff.
That's like, it's such a weird thing to tweet out there. Why would you tweet something like that? Actually, this goes out to like what you were talking about earlier, Joey, and just a moment ago about like not including minors and whatnot. This guy goes out of his way to tweet something like that.
That guy's out of bounds. Get in line.
Yeah. Alrighty. So
people need to chill. They need to chill.
Yeah, there's. I mean, if it hasn't already been said, there are some weird people out there.
Yeah, those guys. They're a small minority, pun intended.
But they're still out there.
Yeah, they're still out there.
They're still out there. They may be small. They may be a small minority, but they're still out there.
Luckily, they're on the outskirts of society.
Are they? I mean, do you call like their mom's basement outskirt of society or something?
No, even basement dwellers have some standards. I wouldn't go in like over general one. There has to be some nice basement dwellers who don't look at that kind of stuff. Or not attracted to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's probably like at least one basement dwelling neckbeard out there that's at least somewhat normal.
Who doesn't wear a fedora?
That ain't. Yeah, fedora.
A lady. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
We were talking
about Danny's new IKEA desk.
Are we okay? Here's my thing though. Do we have enough time? Because right now it's about to be 1 hour and 27 minutes into the podcast.
Well, how long do you plan on, or how much do you have on your desk?
Well, I was gonna talk about my experience at IKEA and then go into
okay.
like
well, we can save it for next time.
Yeah, I think I'll save it for next time. This is a good ending point. Weird people talking about their fetishes and commenting about minors.
Leave in the comments what your fetish is.
Yeah.
We're totally not going to report you to the police if you like leave something totally like suspicious or something like that.
And tell us why your fetish is MILFs.
Why is your fetish milk?
MILFs.
Oh, MILF. Okay.
MILFs.
Okay, I see.
Get them MILFs.
If you've seen Bakemonogatari, tell us what you thought about it.
Yeah, how do you feel like towards my opinion, my review of Bakemonogatari?
How do you feel about?
I thought it was pretty fair, but what did you think?
How do you feel about Danny?
I feel like a bunch of people are just going to be writing like hateful comments. Well, not hateful, but like judgmental comments, like saying, "How dare you hate Bakemonogatari? No wonder you have such a trash taste."
Danny, tell your takes are too bad. Good. Stop. Like having takes, man.
Danny's. Whenever Danny hosts a podcast, I make sure that I skip that podcast episode because I do not want to hear anything that comes out of his mouth.
Automatic dislike, reported, unsubscribed.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
Danny gets just imagine Danny gets canceled because of his Bakemonogatari take.
Yeah.
If I get canceled, I'm not writing a Twitter apology.
It's funny because
sorry.
Let me give you a quick summary. It's funny because the Anime Man said that like a few years ago he had to do a video YouTube apology because he criticized Yuri on Ice. And Yuri on Ice has a huge female audience.
He's getting internet bullied?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And he talked about it like a week ago. I'm like, oh yeah, like maybe in hindsight I shouldn't have apologized for that. And like nowadays
he doubled down.
Nowadays he just says nowadays he doesn't apologize for the takes he has about certain animes.
What he should have done was release an apology video and then like bamboozle everybody. Just say, "That's right, Yuri on Ice sucks. It's trash."
Yeah, if anything, if I piss off the Bakemonogatari community based off of like my opinion in this podcast that I talked about, I would actually take more pride in that I like was able to piss off an entire anime community. Because here's the thing, like I stated earlier in like other podcast episodes, Sword Art Online is one that is a series that I love and that I hold dear to me because it was the anime that introduced me to the anime world. You don't hear me like complaining about how people trash on it like every single minute.
No, that'll be okay.
Joey does. If I complain about season 1 and 2.
Season 1 of which one?
SAO.
SAO? Well, that's because you're just wrong.
What the hell? Alicization is way better than freaking season 1 and 2.
No.
Bro, Danny, you're so chill with your SAO. Like Joey's like triggered whenever I talk about season 1 and 2.
I'm not triggered. I'm just stating facts. I'm just giving you a statement that you're wrong.
I will say though, season 2. Thinking about season 2, I don't think it's as bad as people say it was.
I didn't like it. It was boring. It was
like
cringy.
I get people didn't like it. I can see how it was boring and whatnot. I can see how like certain parts of it were weird. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything from like the series. I can see its flaws, but I could also see its perfections as well.
Wait! Before we get too far into this, we'll save this fight for the next podcast.
Yes, we will. So that's actually what I was going to say. Is like before we get into it too much, that we can save this for next podcast episode.
Okay, look forward to that. We're gonna fight over Sword Art Online.
Yeah, it's gonna be me versus Danny and Joey. That's gonna be fun.
Well, I'm sure Danny has different opinions about Sword Art Online than me, because I have my preferred seasons.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just like talk about it more next podcast episode that I host, or if one of you guys want to make it a topic on your episodes that you guys host.
Yeah.
That just goes down to whatever.
Shout out we do Twitch Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I am Bryson on Twitch. I play variety games, NA games, Weave games, single player games, or co-op games. Joey?
And I am twitch.tv/JoeyBolt, and I just play whatever.
I don't stream. I just kind of hang out in the chat of Joey's stream because it's Caesar's that typically has the most viewers, so I go over on Joey's stream to support him.
Like Caesar just keeps on getting more and more followers. I don't even know where they come from, but
alrighty then. So please down in the comments, let me know what you actually think about Bakemonogatari. What did you think about my opinion, my view of it, and what do you guys think about the what's your fetish as well? What do you think about the reboot of Teletubbies as well? What's your opinion on that? And please follow our socials. Please join our Discord, and please go support Caesar and Joey on their Twitch streaming whenever they are live. Alright, so any last minute things you guys want to say?
Yeah, just check it out. Check us out on Twitter and TikTok. And yeah.
All I will say is that Caesar's opinion on Sword Art Online is wrong.
I'll say that Joey's just Normie. That's why he loves season 1 and 2.
Alright. Well, let's end it here. Alright, before we go too much into that.
Yeah.
Alright guys, thank you for joining us on another episode of Fandamentals. It's been a pleasure. Catch you guys later.
Bye.